There's a lot we already know about our human bodies. Adults have 206 bones, kidneys to remove waste and extra fluid from our blood. We know plenty about our bodies, but there's so much more information to our bodies that's not widely known. There are many amazing and shocking facts about our bodies that we would never believe, but this doesn't mean that these facts are any less true, and knowing them just may mess with your understanding of how your body works. Here are 10 facts about the human body that will make you question everything. Number 10. Why do we breathe? It is generally believed that we as humans need oxygen to breathe. It's less to do with an actual need for oxygen, and more to do with needing to get rid of the excess amounts of carbon dioxide in our bodies. Inhaling brings fresh oxygen into our lungs, which is absorbed into our bloodstreams and hauled throughout our bodies. As blood circulates to our lungs, it carries with it carbon dioxide, byproducts from our systems. The carbon dioxide is discharged from the blood in our lungs and then released when we exhale. When you feel the need to breathe, what you're actually feeling is the need to exhale all that carbon dioxide sitting around in your lungs. And if we could find another way to get rid of carbon dioxide from the blood, we would only have to breathe once per minute. Number 9. Our body produces 25 million new cells each second. Cell reproduction is fast. It's the reason why you can give blood without draining your circulatory system, and why your knee can get scraped but get healed in a relatively short amount of time. Depending on the type of the cell and where it's located in the body determines how fast it produces. Skin cells reproduce the fastest because your skin takes more damage than any other cells. If not, your skin wouldn't be able to heal as fast as it did, and you would feel pain much more easily. This is one of the reasons why your body can make as many cells as it can. In fact, it produces 25 million cells every second. In 13 seconds, more cells are made than the people in the US. Number 8. A full head of human hair is strong enough to support 12 tons. Human hair is stronger than you might think. The average human head holds about 150,000 hairs. A person's hair generally grows half an inch a month, sometimes even more, depending on the person. Dr. Frederick Leroy from the London Museum of Natural History believes that those 150,000 hairs attached to our heads are strong enough to support 12 tons, or 24,000 pounds. That's the weight of 2 full-grown elephants. One human hair is strong enough to lift a small bottle of makeup, a travel-sized bottle of shampoo, or 3/8 of a cup. Number 7. Humans shed 40 pounds of skin in their lifetime. We are much more similar to snakes than we think. Our largest organ is our skin, which when extended, has a surface area of 2 square meters. It weighs about 8.5 pounds, approximately 5% of our body weight. Furthermore, our skin is made up of 2 layers. The external layer is known as epidermis. It is made up of 20 to 30 rows of dead cells, located one on top of the other like tiles on a roof. Every day our skin sheds thousands of dead skin cells, but it's not something we would ever notice, because the bottom germinative layer of our skin produces enough cells to replace the ones that fell off. If we were to weigh all the dead cells that fell off our bodies in our lifetimes, altogether they would weigh 40 pounds. Number 6. We have the same amount of hair on our body as chimpanzees. You may find this one a little hard to believe, considering how many hairs a chimpanzee has, but this one is true. Our bodies contain the same amount of hairs found on a chimpanzee. There are as many hairs per square inch on a human body as there are on this chimpanzee. But unlike chimpanzees, most of our body hairs, from head to toe, are so fine or lightly colored that they're invisible and practically useless. Scientists have no idea why our hair is like this. Some believe that the protective fur of early humans may have been in place to help them sweat more easily. Others think it may have been there to ward off against parasites such as lice and ticks. There are a couple of other theories as well, including one that says we have aquatic ancestors. Number 5. Do you know the length of your blood vessels? You probably never thought that those things your blood travels through could be so extensive. Did you? There are 3 types of blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. If all the blood vessels of one human being were laid out back to back, in a straight line, they would be long enough to stretch around the world not only once, not only twice, but 2.5 times. To put that into perspective for you, that's about 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on the person, and age is irrelevant. Even though children are smaller than adults, their blood vessels are still long enough to circumnavigate the world 2.5 times. Number 4. Our brain's connected neurons look similar to the structure of the universe. Ever seen a structure of how the universe looks? If you have, then you know what exactly the structure of your brain looks like. Surprisingly enough, our human brains have very similar patterns to the patterns of the universe. Researchers have found that the connections in our brains are remarkably organized, neurons traveling in different directions, on many different pathways. Our brains and the universe both evolve the same exact way. Some scientists believe that the universe is encoded in our brains, and that this information could lead to scientific breakthroughs in quantum physics and cosmic knowledge. Read into the theories long enough, and you will feel your brain hurting as it tries to process all the information. Number 3. Inside your belly button are thousands of bacteria that form a huge ecosystem. We all know that our bodies are full of bacteria. Good bacteria, also known as probiotics, naturally live in our bodies and help them function. They aid in digesting food and are also capable of producing lactic acid and hydrogen peroxide, which create unpleasant conditions for bad bacteria, provide relief for nausea, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and so much more. Without good bacteria, we wouldn't be able to exist. But who would have guessed that we would have so much bacteria living inside of us? Thousands of bacteria are hanging out in our belly buttons, and many of them are of different species. A rainforest is made up of a variety of different species, which is why scientists think the inside of the belly button much like a rainforest. Number 2. Human bone is as strong as granite. This one may be a little surprising considering how easy it is to break a bone, but despite how easily our human bones can break, they are a lot stronger than you think, even stronger than concrete. 14% of a person's individual weight is comprised of its bones. They're as strong as granite and are capable of supporting resistance. As a matter of fact, one bone the size of a matchbox can support a whopping 9 tons. That's 18,000 pounds. 4 times the weight concrete can support. The thigh bone is the most strongest bones in your body, as it is the longest and the strongest. Chances of it being fractured are rare, depending on the force being applied to it. It actually takes a lot of force for it to snap completely. Number 1. The human brain can read up to 1,000 words per minute. There are 3 types of reading: mental reading, auditory reading, and visual reading. Mental reading is when you read inside your head, like you're reading to yourself. This is the slowest of the reading techniques, generally allowing for a speed of about 250 words a minute. Auditory reading is when you read aloud, which allows for a faster reading rate at about 450 words a minute. And then there's visual reading, when you are able to comprehend the meaning of the word, instead of sounding or hearing it. This is the fastest of the 3 reading techniques, which allows one to read up to about 700 words a minute. But apparently, the human brain is capable of reading about 1,000 words. One speed reading guru, 74-year-old Tony Buzan, an internationally renowned expert on speed reading and brain training, has mastered the techniques that let him to read 1,000 words a minute, and has been more than eager to share his secrets. Thanks for watching. You can also watch more of our videos. If you liked our video, press the like button and subscribe us.